This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
And welcome back. This is Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Thanks for joining us today. In the studio with me is Maria Howard. Maria is the CEO of the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia. And we're talking about dementia-friendly communities and how we can all help create them. Our first guest has a great story. We've had him on the show once before. So let's say hi to Mario Gregorio. Hi, Mario.
Hello, good morning.
Mario is a walking, talking billboard for the Alzheimer's Society and their efforts to break stigmas that are attached to dementia. Mario is a person living with dementia. He lives independently, and he also volunteers to help others. So, Mario, I just want to say it's wonderful to have you joining us today. And to start us off, could you please talk a little bit about how long you've been living with dementia and what your experience has been?
Thank you. It has been almost 9 years since I was diagnosed with Alzheimer in 2008. I worked for TELUS, a telecommunications company, for 27 years. In the year 2007, when I was 57, I decided to retire because I was having problems dealing with my job, like forgetting what I have to say in the middle of a presentation with our clients. And I work in a data center, and it became very difficult to cope with my job. 1 year after retiring, I continued to have memory problems, and my family doctor sent me to the UBC Neurology Research Center for evaluation. And after a series of tests, they told me that I have Alzheimer's vascular dementia. I live by myself, and it is a constant challenge to deal with the everyday activities, but I have developed and learned ways to make life a little easier.
Mario, how did you actually make a connection to the Alzheimer's Society of BC?
After my evaluation at UBC, I met a wonderful social worker at UBC, Amy Freeman, who helped me organize my new reality, and we developed strategies to minimize the stress of having Alzheimer. She referred me to the Alzheimer's Society of BC. This was the start of a journey, and I'm very grateful to the Alzheimer's Society for giving me the information and the resources to understand what the Alzheimer illness is all about.
So, Mario, can you tell us a little bit about your volunteer work and how did you first become involved with the leadership group for people with dementia?
I joined a support group of people with dementia and became an advocate and spokesperson for persons with Alzheimer. And I met a facilitator, Rebecca Morris, who later became one of the leaders in advocating for Alzheimer. In 2014, she suggested I join the leadership group, and I have to say that it is the most rewarding part of my journey with Alzheimer. I find that talking to people about Alzheimer gives me the courage to deal with the illness. I like to think that being a member of the leadership group gives me the opportunity to enlighten the public on how they can welcome persons with Alzheimer as a part of the community. I also became a member of the City of Vancouver, the City of Burnaby Dementia Friendly Community Committee, headed by Ms. Miriam Larson. The initiatives we have started with engineers, urban planners, parks and recreation boards, social services, the police, and the different municipal offices have positive and enthusiastic response. So I am very happy about that. I think the dementia-friendly community makes a person with dementia feel that they belong, be a part of the society and the area that they live in. And because of this project we did with them, the accessibility to the public facilities like bus stops, sidewalks, shopping centers, parks, recreational facilities, that to me is very important. And also, I believe that the quality of life of persons with dementia can be enhanced by making sure that they are not isolated and confined in their homes, and also that they should be encouraged to live as independent as the illness allows them and and makes the community facilities like parks become their meeting place for social activities.
Well, these are all very important parts, Mario, and comments, and I'm sure the leadership group is happy to have you there. Today, we're actually talking about the Society working with the City of Vancouver to help develop what they call Train the Trainer. It's a new program. So can you talk a little bit about your role in the leadership group with developing materials like Train the Trainer?
Yeah, I'm very excited to be part of this initiative through our leadership group. During the early part of developing the program, we brainstorm ideas and what we should like included. The other members of the leadership group, I think, share the same goal, that is making sure that the person with dementia be treated with respect and not be marginalized. It is very important to understand that the reality of a person with dementia is different from the reality of a normal person. Sometimes they can appear confused because of their surroundings or noise or the environment. And this is where the Train the Trainer program comes into play. We need to be aware of clues and signals so that people with dementia can be helped. And also part of my one of my parts here is we also develop some situational materials, and I felt like a movie star doing photo shoots for the Train the Trainer program.
Oh my gosh, you're just painting quite a picture. Mario, I just wondered if you could give us an example. Has anything like that ever happened to you where you might have been in the public or maybe a little bit confused and needed help from somebody else?
Well, sometimes when I wake up, sometimes I think, oh, it is morning, and I would get up and get dressed and then go to where I'm supposed to go. And then when I reach the place where I'm going, and suddenly, for example, I think it's 8 o'clock a.m., but actually it's 8 o'clock p.m. When I get to the place where I'm supposed to be, then I get sort of confused where I am. Luckily, sometimes the bus drivers are able to sort of direct me properly, and sometimes people in the surroundings are able to help guide me back to where I'm supposed to be. So sometimes it's just that when I think about a situation, I don't really think about what the time is and stuff like that. And sometimes they call this the wandering syndrome of people with dementia.
Oh, this is a very good example, Mario. Is there anything else you wanted to share with us today?
To me, having Alzheimer's is like a very long journey. I do not know when the next level will come. It has been a long 9 years since I was diagnosed, and I try to lead a very active life by filling my days with activities. I walk every day, do a little bit of photography. I do Tai Chi on Tuesdays and Fridays, and I also help lead a group of senior citizens do their walks every Thursdays. And also, I volunteer for the Tourism Vancouver as a tourism guest advisor from April to September for the last 4 years. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that having Alzheimer's is not the end of being alive. I have to focus on my ability instead of my disability because this is my new reality. And I think it is also important that the community understand that even if I have Alzheimer's, I'm still a part of the community. I'm your neighbor, I'm your friend, and I said, please make me feel like I belong. Thank you.
Mario, you're a complete inspiration and a very strong member of the community. So thank you so much for everything that you do to help all of us understand Alzheimer's. And I think you are the poster child. You should have your face on the billboard.
Thank you very much.
I wish you continued success with your health and your journey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mario Gregario. This is Boomer Life with our guest today from the Alzheimer's Society of BC. Both Mario Gregario and Maria Howard have joined us. We're going to learn a little bit more about Vancouver's initiative to help create a dementia-friendly community, as Mario has just described. That's all coming up next on CIAL 650.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CIAL 650.